What's up, bro? So in this video, I will go over the weekly or the cycle positions for Nvidia and PLTY. At the end of the week, on Sunday, I will make estimate video for the whole group B and also for the weeklies. And we'll talk about how these two stocks, Nvidia and PLTY, are doing. But bro, I just recorded a 30-minute long video without sound. I am super upset. So for my troubles and just overall, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, in this video, I want to talk about the IPO season and the AIRO IPO today. So that will cover at the end of the video. And another thing, bro, so I recorded this video yesterday, spent like 2 hours making it, and we only got 52 views. So let me know if you're just not interested in watching videos about calls, puts, and like selling your own options and buying leaps, all of that good stuff. If that's not interesting to you, I will just not bother and won't be making those videos. But I thought it would be interesting because YieldMax, they basically trade calls and they do synthetic positions on calls and puts, and so it's sort of related. So I thought maybe you would be interested. Final thing, this video is not a financial advice. I will repeat that when I go into IPO, like to cover the IPO season, but not financial advice. Do not copy what I do. I'm doing this just to kind of show people what's going on with YieldMax funds and just describe what I do overall. So with that said, let's begin. Nvidia, overall, great cycle, great months. I call it months, but it's really like 28 days, 4 weeks. Anyway, so they're sitting on $1.33 gain per share this month. That's great. And also they're synthetic. They're sitting on $2.32 PNL. That's not realized gain, but I don't think this will be in danger because they're sitting on $120 and $130 synthetics. So they're doing great as far as synthetics. We still have 35 days to expiration on this. When they expire, I think Nvidia can run to like $150 by then. And so we'll probably be even more in profit on those synthetics. So overall, great months. Let's take a quick look at the year so far. They had a good month last cycle, but not so good. They only made 47 cents, and this month they up $1.33.5. Overall for the year, they're down $1.87.5. Okay, and so this total right here, that doesn't add up this monthly or cycle totals. It is cumulative based on the amount they lost or made for the year and the shares outstanding. Okay, so with that covered, let's talk about how much we think they will pay. Real quick, get that out of the way. So last month they paid $1.63, more or less, and the estimate for this month is $1.38 through $1.68. Okay, that's ALGO estimate. Again, this is still version 1. I haven't had, like, I started working on integrating rolling PNL into the ALGO, but it is very complicated process. So I want to really think it through before I, push it out. So right now, the ALGO doesn't take into account the yearly losses or gains for the fund overall. It only accounts for current months. It takes a look at the synthetic, the IV, the PNL per share so far, and it estimates how much it will pay. Also looks at the IV-based estimate. Okay, and also the share price. So it looks at many variables, but it does not consider still the rolling PNL or how much they made or lost year to date, or even like so their fiscal year starts, I believe, somewhere in October, and so yeah, for the fiscal year they're still down about $1.50-ish because it shows August 30th here, and technically it shouldn't be in fiscal year. We have to fix that. But anyway, so where we're standing, here are the holdings as of yesterday. Because what happens is YieldMax publishes their trades and their holdings after market close. Around 5 o'clock, they start rolling those out, but it's incomplete data set. So what we do is we update our data at 6 o'clock. But again, sometimes it's still incomplete, and so we do multiple updates. There's an 8 o'clock update and a 12 and a 11 p.m. update to have a full picture, because by 11 p.m. they usually have everything squared away and everything nicely published, and there's no missing data by 11 p.m. Usually, sometimes there is still a gap, and there's nothing I can do about it. But we update as soon as they usually come up with a full data set. That's around 6 o'clock, but sometimes it's still incomplete. Anyway, so this is yesterday, and they have a total of 111,000, give or take 111,000 synthetic positions or synthetic contracts, and on those they sell weekly calls. So far, we have, let's take a look at all the synthetics or all the holdings. So far, they rolled 30,000 contracts right here for the next week, expiring June 20th. The rest of the 111,000 is not rolled, so that's 81,000 contracts. Okay, so intraday, Nvidia was as high as 143, and it dipped to 141. I think YieldMax does their rolling around noontime, so most likely they caught this top of the day, and that's good for us because they probably got better prices on those options. Let's take a look at the options chain right now for the next week. So I hope they did the 148 and $149 calls for next week. If they did 147 and 146, I will be a little bit upset because at any moment Nvidia can run. There's $7 trillion sitting in the money markets waiting to be deployed. People are just like, okay, Jay Powell cut the rates, Trump give us the green light, do the trade deals and all of that good stuff, and we're ready to deploy the money as soon as it becomes not very profitable to keep the money in the money markets. As soon as the rates come down, that money will start getting deployed into the market, into the stock market. Okay, so Nvidia can run at any moment. It's a great company. If you look over here, like tremendous growth. And yeah, the EPS this last quarter wasn't as great, but a lot of it is basically, I'm not going to call it paper loss, but basically they took a reduction on the H20 chips that they couldn't sell to China, and that's temporary. I think that China chip ban will come off, and they'll be able to sell those H20 chips. Anyway, the stock can run at any moment. It's a great company, and they have a bright future, in my opinion. So I hope that YieldMax didn't go too low on the weeklies. You can see here, yesterday they did 148 and 149. I hope they stick with these strikes. By the way, if they rolled yesterday, they would get a lot more money, but it is what it is. They will be rolling today. So all the options expiring today, and those are the 145, 46, and 47, these three, they are basically worthless right now. And so these 81,000 contracts will be rolled. They will buy them back for like 1 or 2 cents. I'm talking in the past because it's like 3:55, the market will close in 5 minutes. But if we look at Nvidia today's expiration, you can see well, first of all, you can't even close them anymore because yeah, that was still like 3:30. But you can see the prices on those 1 cent, 2 cent. So they probably bought them back for like 1 or 2 cents and rolled, I hope, to 148.49 strikes. Okay, so we'll collect about $6 to $8 million today for a total of about $1.40 total and 137 million. That's my guess. Not 100% sure, but I think it's more or less educated. But anyway, the ALGO estimator for this week, I think, because as of last couple of weeks, so Cony and tsly and basically group A and group, wait, hold on, msty is part of group D, and this is weird. So group D, and now they're announcing group B. What's going on? 1 second, let's check it out. By the way, bro, while I'm checking this out, we are running a 25% lifetime discount promotion on this YieldMax tracker. So if you want to try it, there's a 7-day trial, free trial. You can try it. If you don't like it, you can cancel. But if you decide to stay, your price will be reduced by 25% for life. Even if or when we raise the price, it's not going to affect you. Your price will remain the same with a 25% discount. Okay, so I'll put a link in the description. So group A, tsly, when was Cony? Oh, Cony was group C. My bad, bro. But basically, yeah, group C, group D, and group A, they've been sandbagging the dividend. Okay, and so even though last month they paid $1.63, rounding up, that month they only made 47 cents per share, and I think this month they will not pay anything near this number. In my estimate, they'll pay about 80 cents. Let's take a look at their dividends overall, how much they've been paying. So again, they paid $1.63 here and 67 cents here when they lost money. And over here, 78 cents, they lost money again. Let me open the PNL so we can kind of compare. So this dividend, 67 cents, was right here. They lost 269, basically 270, and they still paid the dividend. Over here, 78 cents, they lost 17 cents. Here in February, they paid $1.61, crazy, but they lost money. So basically what they've been doing as of late is they've been sandbagging the dividends to kind of recoup this year-to-date loss of $1.87.5 per share to kind of lower it, and they haven't been paying out the full amount. So I think this estimate is incorrect. Again, in ALGO version 2, I will integrate rolling PNL, so this is more accurate. I would say they will pay about 80 cents. That's my estimate for Nvidia. Okay, but overall we're sitting great. The synthetic is in a green, nicely, and I don't think Nvidia is going down to 130, 120. So we'll most likely realize the synthetic gain, probably even higher, probably 150ish. Okay, so yeah, overall great cycle. Good luck to every Nvidia holder over there, out there. And bro, let's take a look at Plady. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. This video is becoming a little bit long. By the way, tell me in the comment section below if you want me to make videos this detailed or just quickly run over the numbers and not explain things as I go, because I think people investing in these funds, it is a good idea to understand exactly what's going on with your investments. So that's why I kind of go into so many details. But if you're bored, if you don't like any of this, I can make shorter videos. I just want to see where the majority of the people stand on whether you want me to make a more detailed video or a shorter version of it. Just give you the quick numbers and you'll be on your way. Okay, Plady, Palantir, bro. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, last week we had the bromance saga and Trump and Musk falling out, and then getting back together. Now they're buddy again, and great love. Musk, he apologized, and now he's liking Trump's post. So Tesla is doing better, and that's good for Tesla shareholders. But this week, today, or rather last night, Israel starts attacking Iran, and so the oil spikes to like 10-15%. The markets had a little meltdown in the morning, then they kind of recovered. But Palantir, bro, today made an all-time high on Palantir, $140. This stock is completely insane. Bro, like a year ago in March or in May, I was telling my brother to buy Palantir when it dropped on earnings. It was below $20. I'm like, bro, just like buy it. If you don't want to put up money right now, sell puts to get a better price. And he would have probably, I don't know if he bought it. We kind of talk family stuff, but it was $18-19 a year ago. Now it is 140. Absolutely insane stock. It benefits from it does sell its technology to Israel, so that's why I think the stock went up this morning. So they also just overall benefit from the military spending. So that's why investors are like, okay, there might be a war. That means Palantir will be making more money. So let's beat it up. So it made an all-time high. But where are we standing with Plady? Okay, so Plady, this cycle, we have minus $2.61. That's a loss on the loss per share. But the good news, bro, this is why this tracker is amazing in my opinion, because it basically shows you what exactly is going on. So let's take a look. Yesterday they lost technically $2.3 million, but a lot of that, majority of that, came from this synthetic, $115 synthetic. They added, that means more people bought into the fund. They added 1,200 contracts, and so most of this money was basically because they bought in the money call, and it's technically not a loss. I also do not think that Palantir will be dropping to $115 anytime soon. Therefore, they will get this money back. Okay, so technically that's not that big of a deal. And $2.3 million divided by 8 million shares, that's like 30 cents per share that we can knock off of this number, give or take. This is rounding up. And again, we will most likely make it up on the synthetic when we have to roll. And the synthetic position is sitting very nicely at $10.20 unrealized gain. So this is great for Plady holders. I do not have any exposure to Plady. I just own Palantir. But guys, I'm happy for you. The IV is quite nice. It's been dropping a little bit. Just overall IVs on all the stocks have been dropping as of late, but still they're quite elevated and they pay very nice premiums. So let's take a look at Plady dividends. Bro, check this out. Over here they paid almost $6. It's been going down a little bit because Palantir shares kind of dropped to like $65 during that tariff thing, but now they're up 100% since then. And last cycle they paid $7. Amazing. So again, they've been sandbagging. Let's take a look at rolling PNL for the year. They're up $2.20. That is good. So as far as the estimate, I think they will pay somewhere around this range. So I think ALGO is relatively correct. Maybe because like they've been sandbagging all the other funds, or majority of them, maybe they'll pay like $3. But I don't think so, because last time they paid anywhere around $3 was in January. Okay, and since then they've been paying a lot more. So I would expect $3.50 at least for this cycle. Even like the IV-based estimate is $2.90, but that doesn't mean much because, for example, Tesla, they paid 40 cents on Wednesday. They announced 40 cents, and Tesla made $1.53 per share. So that they paid out 26% of the earnings. Okay, if we go to previous cycle on Tesla, you can see here $1.53 earnings per share or profit per share, and they only paid 40 cents. Completely insane, 26% payout, and even below the IV estimate, bro. So the IV estimate was standing at 44 cents when I was doing my prediction, because the Tesla price was different, and this includes the Tesla price. So anyway, this is fluid, but overall it's stable. Once the cycle is complete, it basically locks in that estimate. Anyway, going back to Plady, we'll close this guy. So I think they'll pay like $3.50 to $4. So I kind of agree with the algo, but maybe they'll pay around $3 just to kind of just to kind of recoup some of the losses they had over here. $15 they lost in 1 month. Over here they lost $5, $2.60 in the last. Actually, this cycle they're losing $2.61. So maybe they just hold back a little bit. But yeah. So I think they'll pay nicely. The IV on this thing is 55%. This should update later today, but yeah, I think they'll pay about $3, give or take, and stay within like 60% IV range. So this is a little bit, maybe 350, maybe like close to 70% yield. All right, bro. So with that said, the synthetic. Oh, I want to talk about the trades, bro, for next week. So it's not going to be pretty next week, and so the next cycle will start on a bad foot, because here's the thing: they bought these 2 calls, okay, and they rolled them. No, these are, I'm sorry, these 2 calls, they were lottery, like long calls, and so they will expire worthless. Already expired worthless. Market is now closed. It's 407. So they didn't make money on these. Maybe they sold them intraday for like, I don't know, 5-10 cents. Because here's the thing: Palantir was $140 at around the time that I estimate they rolled the positions. But bottom line, we are not going to make any money on these 2 long calls. Maybe we get a couple of cents back, but yeah, that wasn't profitable. Here's another one that will expire worthless. Also, maybe they get a couple cents for them, but basically nothing to write home about. So they rolled these 2 positions, okay, and that happened yesterday. They rolled them, and it's the strikes are 140 and 141. Now they only rolled a small portion, so everything that they will be rolling will be today, majority of it. See, this is like 2,300 contracts, and they have 43,000 contracts, so they will be rolling about 4,200. I mean 41,000 contracts today, give or take. All right, and the strikes that are expiring today, right here, 137, 139. No, yeah, 137 and 139. And what else do we have? Sell. So this is next week. Sell. This makes no sense. Aha, we're missing some of the positions. That's why I wasn't showing the whole thing. Okay, so no, bro, I'm wrong. They already rolled some of them. Here they rolled to 141 and 143. Okay, so this is good. This is good. But today, rolling today would be a little bit better. They lost. So let's do the math. We have 10,000, basically like 15,000, 21,000 contracts they will be rolling today, and those contracts are deep in the money. So by the time when they roll, they lost about $4 a share over here, $3 a share over here, and $1 a share over here. So today we'll realize a few more losses. So not a good start, not a good end for the cycle, and next week most likely will result in a negative. But I don't know, maybe Palantir kind of chills out and goes back to 135 and they make money. I hope they roll today to like 144, 145s. I'm not really sure. We will know in a few hours. In a couple of hours, the database starts updating, and so we'll have a better picture. But yeah, so basically the hope right now with Plady is the synthetic. Because the weekly positions, they are not doing so good. They're losing money on the weeklies, which is not ideal. And all the I made a video about Tesla, and I kind of talked about NAV erosion, or maybe that was about msty, and I was talking about NAV erosion, and some people are like, don't worry about NAV erosion, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, but bro, that part of the NAV erosion, it comes from, because they have cash positions, okay? They don't only have synthetic, they also have cash position, and that cash position, when it dwindles, when they actually lose money, that comes out of cash, and that means the share price goes down. So that loss has to come from somewhere. So if they lose money on the weeklies, our shares go down in value. So that's not good. We want to make money on the synthetic and on the weeklies. But that's like a whole different conversation, not for today. I just wanted to make sort of an estimate and kind of walk you through the current standings of these 2 funds. All right, bro. So once again, I predict about $3.50, maybe $4, maybe like $3. So $3 to $4, that's my prediction. But I think the algo estimate is still kind of like in a good ballpark, because they've been very unpredictable with their estimates. Like again, last cycle they made 13 bucks and they paid 7. Not bad. But over here in April they lost 5 bucks and they paid almost $5. So I mean, I don't know how to explain that. So it's very difficult. We just go straight off the numbers, but there's also some human element to it. And we'll integrate the PNL into this algo estimator very soon, so you get a better algorithmic estimate. And I also want to add like AI estimate. I'll do competition between Grok and ChatGPT, see what happens. That's gonna be fun. All right, bro. So enough about this whole thing. Again, if you want to try this algo with this YieldMax tracker, like I think it's great. You can see all the trades for the cycle, and you can see the positions, the synthetics, the dividends, and rolling PNL, the current standings. I think this is a great tool. So if you want to try it, again, we're running a 25% promotion. It's ending after July 4th weekend. So grab yours today. And again, there's a 1-week free trial. So if you don't like it, just cancel, and no hard feelings. Okay, now let's talk about AIRO. And bro, this is not a financial advice. Do not copy this. Do not, I'm not going to talk deeply about it. I want to know if you want me to make this kind of videos. I want to talk about the IPO season, IPO market in general. But what happens today, I actually wanted to buy Circle, but then I chickened out. I put in the bid for a few shares and I chickened out. I canceled it. And Circle, let me show you, it's up 300% in basically 9 days. CRCL is the ticker. Right here, been trading since June 4th, up 300%. Another 3%, another $3 after hours. This is completely insane. I was going to buy it for 26 and I chickened out because I already had exposure to to the USDC, the stable coin, through Coinbase, because Coinbase also owns about 30% of USDC together with Circle. I'm like, I already have exposure. Coinbase is not doing so great. It's doing okay, but you know. So I chickened out and this thing just ran. And then there was Chime IPO yesterday, and I think that thing also ran. And this morning I'm like, okay, AIRO. Let me jump into AIRO. I put in an allocation bid. I put in 12 bucks because they announced their final price at $10. I put in 12 just to get an allocation. And by the way, as I'm watching Amit's channel in the morning, he's also having an allocation of like 250 shares. And there's like a bunch of people on his channel, and they're all like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, and then finally they announced the allocations, and nobody gets anything. Maybe a couple of people got 1 share because it was so oversubscribed. So I got nothing. Amit got nothing. Most of his viewers got nothing. By the way, bro, his channel is amazing, so I recommend you subscribe to him. But anyway, as soon as the trading starts, I already got the message that I have 0 allocation, and I see it was kind of weird on the phone. It was still showing the IPO data at the top instead of the price chart like this. But now I can place an order and actually buy it on the open market. And I quickly place an order for 290 and I get filled. Boom, 30 seconds later, it's halted. I'm like, whoa, bro, that's crazy. But I already got my not allocation. I got my order filled for 1290. It's halted. It unholds, goes to 1419. 30 seconds later, it gets halted again. And I'm like, bro, what's going on? And then it unholds, goes to 1815, and then gets halted again for like, it runs for 30 seconds, boom, gets halted again. And at this point, I'm like, bro, I gotta take some profits. Because at this point, we're up like 50%, give or take. I start putting in my orders while it's halted. And holds are, I think, 15 minutes. And I put in an order for like 22. It unholds, and then holds again at 21. I'm like, and I start upping my sell orders. And so I end up basically selling 20% of my position for $32, and then I put in $35 or $34 bid, and the stock starts going down. I'm like, maybe I should like just market sell at 26, but I'm like, no, bro, I'm gonna wait. I wait, and boom, I get filled at 36, another 20%. So basically, I still have 60% of my shares, but now between my actual purchase price, I'm already, all my remaining 60% are completely free at this point. I even made a couple bucks on the rest of them, on those 40% that I sold. So at this point, I'm like, I'm not selling a single more share. At this point, I'm waiting 1 week, and I'm going to start selling covered calls on this thing, because look at what happened to Circle. Maybe it like took a little dump throughout the day, boom, but it keeps running. Here it goes down a little bit. Let's take a price chart. Boom, 115 goes down 106. Today it's that's yesterday. No, that's today, but that's opening price. So right now it's 133. Our database will update soon, and it will actually reflect here. Up bro, 28% on the day. Complete insanity. This is super crazy. But so basically with my IRO, and again, this is not financial advice, bro. Just what I'm doing. I'm holding the rest of my other 60%, and once the options market opens, I'm gonna wait a couple days and start selling kind of far out of the money covered calls for short period, just kind of cash flowing this thing because the shares are already free. Even if I get assigned, great, because I'll be selling like whatever out of the money, maybe 20-30% out of the money calls, because bro, the the circle options, 35 days away, like 10% out of the money, they pay you 10% right now. You get 10% in 35 days, and you're still out of the money. Like you get another 30% on top of that, another 10% on top of that. So I think IRO will be just as crazy. Yeah, it took a dump from like 37 down to 24, 25 now, but you know, I think this will continue running for a little bit, and we'll see what happens. I already made my money back, and I'm sitting on free shares, so that's great. But you know, it doesn't always play out this way, because I got into Coinbase IPO back in the day. I bought in at 380, and it kept dropping from there. And basically, maybe it came back once to that 380, never closed at that point. But because I was running covered calls, my basically when I sold my Coinbase, my average price was like $100, and I also was DCAing. So yeah. Anyway, bro, let me know if you want me to make these videos about the IPOs. Again, this is not financial advice, but just I want to know your opinion. If this video is too long, I'll shorten them. If you don't want me to talk about the IPOs, I will not. But let me know. I want to know your opinion. So, and once again, subscribe to the channel. Bro, I did spend half an hour recording the previous version of this video, and it was a complete waste of time because there was no sound. And it's looking like we have sound right now. I'm looking at my microphone. I gotta start checking it. But yeah, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you want me to make these detailed videos, or you want me to make shorter versions. If you want me to make options videos like selling calls, selling puts, buying calls. If that's no interest to you, I won't be bothering. But yeah, bro, on Sunday I will be making the complete Group D prediction video and also the weeklies. And by the way, the YMAX, YMAG, and ULTI are now working. No, ULTI is still the estimate not working for the rest of them. For this weeklies, that we need to fix estimates, so I'll do that before I do the weekly prediction video. YMAX, YMAG working, and the rolling PNL on all of them is working finally. So they're still in the beta, but it's nice progress. I do spend a lot of time, but thank God it's Friday. I finally get to sleep. I won't be working till 3 in the morning again until Monday. So yeah, for all that, bro, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Again, check out the discount for this product, and try it. You can 1 week free trial, no commitment. You can cancel anytime, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.